From the iconic halls of Hillman College, a different world burst onto the scene as a cultural phenomenon, bravely tackling important social issues with a perfect mix of humor and heart. This wasn't just a spin-off of The Cosby Show. It became its own vibrant universe, helping to launch the careers of future stars like Jada Pinkett Smith and giving a voice to a diverse cast. While the laughter and friendships from Hillman may no longer light up our screens, the legacy of its talented cast endures. Sadly, some of these cherished stars are no longer with us, leaving a space that can never truly be filled. Let's take a moment to honor their memories and celebrate the incredible impact they had on both the show and the world around us. Earl Heyman as Russell Huxtable. Earl Heyman, a classically trained actor, had an impressive and wide-ranging career that spanned the stage, TV, and even voice acting. His passion for performing started early. He got hooked on acting at just 13 and made his Broadway debut as a teen. Over the years, he earned a reputation as a skilled Shakespearean actor, performing in London and around the world. Though many remember him best as the voice of Panthro in Thundercats or as Russell Huxtable on The Cosby Show, which earned him an Emmy nomination, Heyman's career was much more than these iconic roles. His talent and dedication left a lasting impact on the industry, inspiring countless others. Heyman also shared a 50-year relationship with Norwegian seaman Rolf Sørnes, 1926 to 2004. Through their time together, Heyman even learned Norwegian, as Sørnes was from Haugesund. The two lived together in New York City during the 1990s, making their home a blend of cultures and love that spanned decades. Sadly, Earl Heyman passed away at the age of 91 on November 17, 2017, at the Lillian Booth Actors Home in Englewood, New Jersey. His death marked the end of a long and remarkable life, but his legacy lives on through his unforgettable performances and the lives he touched throughout his career. Jaime Cardrich as Winston the Meat Locker. Woodson. Jaime Cardrich grew up in Cerritos, California, where he stood out in both football and basketball at Oklahoma State University, eventually becoming an All-American football player. However, it was his time as a professional wrestler known as the Harlem Warlord that first put him in the public eye. His transition into acting happened by chance, when a casting director spotted him while he was working out at a local gym. From that moment, Cardrich's career took off, leading him to roles in TV shows like Malcolm and Eddie and films such as Freaked and Deep Cover. Despite his success in Hollywood, Cardrich always stayed grounded and remained close to his family, including his parents, grandparents, and 4 children. Tragically, Jaime Cardrich passed away on July 28, 2000, in Torrance, California, leaving behind a legacy of talent and perseverance. Arthur Adams as Dr. Cordell Overby. Born in the heart of Hollywood, Arthur Adams was a chameleon of the screen, seamlessly transitioning between serious dramas and laugh-out-loud comedies. Remember that hilarious Mr. Jenks from Coming to America? That was him. Or perhaps you recall him as the stern doctor, Cordell Overby on A Different World? Adams' range was astonishing. From the gritty streets of Midnight Madness to the boxing ring of the greatest, Adams always brought a touch of authenticity to his roles. His performances were marked by a certain gravitas, a deep understanding of his characters that made him a standout in every film or TV show he graced. Sadly, we lost this talented actor in 1992, but his legacy lives on, inspiring new generations of actors and reminding us of the power of a truly versatile performer. James Avery as the Pin Punisher. With his commanding baritone and imposing presence, Avery was the go-to guy for playing figures of authority, cops, judges, priests, you name it. But he wasn't just a one-trick pony. From gritty dramas like L.A. Law to fantastical worlds like Beauty and the Beast, Avery proved he could tackle anything. Even after The Fresh Prince wrapped, Avery kept the hits coming. He played a dad in Sparks and lent his distinctive voice to iconic characters like Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. Avery's legacy is a testament to his talent and dedication. His characters continue to entertain and inspire audiences, reminding us of the power of a truly memorable performance. In 1988, James Avery married his longtime girlfriend, Barbara. She later became the Dean of Student Life at Loyola Marymount University. Though Avery didn't have any biological children, he was a devoted stepfather to Barbara's son, Kevin Waters. Sadly, on December 31, 2013, Avery passed away at the age of 68 at Glendale Memorial Medical Center. His publicist, Cynthia Snyder, shared that he died from complications following open-heart surgery. In his honor, an annual event called Avery Fest was created, a celebration of African-American culture and music. The inaugural festival took place on September 2, 2023, in Avery's hometown of Suffolk, Virginia, at Bennett's Creek Park, just minutes from where he was born in the Pewsville neighborhood. The event will continue to be held annually at the same location. The first Avery Fest featured special appearances by Avery's wife, Barbara, as well as his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV wife, actress Daphne Maxwell Reid. There was also a special jazz tribute to honor Avery's love for jazz music, Larrylynville as Senator Hutchinson. Before he was Major Frank Burns, Larrylynville was just another bit player in the late 60s, popping up in shows like Marcus Welby, M.D., but his luck changed in 1972 when he landed a role on the groundbreaking comedy M.A.S.H. The show became a cultural phenomenon, and Linville's portrayal of the pompous, self-centered Burns quickly made him a household name. Though M.A.S.H. star kept him busy, Linville proved he could do comedy too, appearing in shows like The Love Boat after leaving the war zone. Sadly, Linville faced health challenges in his later years, passing away in 2000. But for fans of M.A.S.H., he'll always be Major Burns, the unforgettable character who brought laughter and a touch of absurdity to the chaos of war. Thomas McKell Ford as Lamar Collins. Who would have thought a guy with dreams of becoming a preacher would end up making us all laugh on Martin? Tommy Ford's path from the pulpit to TV stardom was as surprising as it was inspiring. He found his love for acting back in high school, and that passion led him to USC, where he sharpened his skills and set the foundation for a career that made him a familiar face on our screens. Even after Martin wrapped up in the late 90s, Tommy didn't slow down. He kept acting and found a new calling in motivating young people as a speaker. He was married to Gina Sasso from 1997 to 2014, and together, they had 2 children. Tommy relocated from Los Angeles to Kendall, Florida around 2001, and later moved to Atlanta in 2015 to live with his girlfriend, Viviane Brazil. Tragically, Tommy passed away on October 12, 2016, at just 52 years old, after suffering from a ruptured abdominal aneurysm. Diahan Carroll as Marian Gilbert. With her magnetic charisma and a resume packed with awards, Diahan Carroll was a force to be reckoned with. When she stepped into the role of Marian Gilbert on A Different World, she brought a touch of Hollywood glamour to the historically black college campus. Carroll's impact was undeniable. She not only added depth to the series, but also received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame during her time on the show. Though her appearances were brief, each one was a highlight. After A Different World, Carroll continued to shine in popular series like Grey's Anatomy and White Collar, cementing her status as a true entertainment icon. Diahan Carroll was more than just an iconic actress. She was also deeply committed to giving back. As a founding member of the Celebrity Action Council, she, along with other well-known women like Mary Fran, Linda Gray, Donna Mills, and Joan Van Ark, worked with the Los Angeles Mission to help women overcoming struggles with alcohol, drugs, and prostitution. Their outreach focused on supporting women through rehabilitation, providing a strong sense of community. In 1997, Carroll was diagnosed with breast cancer, a diagnosis that came as a shock since there was no family history of it, and she had always led a healthy lifestyle. Sadly, Diahan passed away from cancer at her home in West Hollywood on October 4, 2019, at the age of 84. At the time of her death, she also suffered from dementia, though her Julia co-star Mark Kopage mentioned that, as late as 2017, she didn't show significant signs of cognitive decline. Brad Johnson as Mr. Wes. When someone told Brad Johnson he'd come a long way, he'd often reply, "Well, I had a long way to come." And he wasn't kidding. Born on a small ranch in Tucson, Brad grew up with humble beginnings as the son of a horse trainer and used car salesman. He did it all, from shoeing horses to repossessing cars and even working as a hunting and fishing guide. These early experiences grounded him, giving him a modesty and quiet strength that had critics comparing him to legends like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and James Stewart. Brad's rise to fame was as unexpected as it was fast. In 1984, while on the pro-rodeo circuit wrestling steers in Wyoming, he caught the eye of a casting director looking for real cowboys for a beer commercial. That first opportunity led to a 3-year stint as the Marlboro Man, followed by Calvin Klein ads and more commercials. A serious knee injury ended his rodeo career, and soon after, Brad headed to Hollywood. Within just 5 months, Roger Corman cast him in Nom Angels, 1989. Not long after, Brad caught the attention of Steven Spielberg, who cast him as Ted Baker in Always, 1989, playing opposite Holly Hunter. Holly once described Brad as all twisted steel and sex appeal, and it was clear his star was on the rise. His role in Always led to another big part in Flight of the Intruder, 1991, and an exclusive 3-picture deal with Paramount. With over 25 films, 11 pilots, and 60 hours of television under his belt, Brad's career showed no signs of slowing down. He also ran high lonesome productions with his producing partner Lou Pitt, with various projects in the works. Off-screen, Brad enjoyed life on a ranch in the Colorado mountains, where he lived with his wife Laurie and their 8 children. Sadly, Johnson died from complications of COVID-19 in Fort Worth on February 18, 2022, at age 62. Heavy D as himself. Born in Jamaica and raised in New York, Heavy D was a hip-hop pioneer who blazed a new trail. With his infectious energy and smooth rhymes, he revolutionized the genre, fusing rap with R&B and creating a sound that would define a generation. As the leader of Heavy D and the Boys, he not only ruled the airwaves but also conquered the silver screen, starring in films like The Cider House Rules and The Tower Heist. His influence extended far beyond the music industry. He served as president of Uptown Records, paving the way for countless artists. Sadly, Heavy D, Dwight Myers, passed away on November 8, 2011, in Los Angeles, California, at just 44 years old. He collapsed outside his Beverly Hills home and was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Initially, his death was suspected to be linked to pneumonia. Christoph Street John as E.Z. Brooks. Christoph Street John's journey to daytime drama stardom was a winding path, marked by early appearances on iconic sitcoms like The Cosby Show and A Different World. However, his true calling was undeniably in the world of soaps. He began his soap opera journey in 1989 with a multi-year stint on Generations, playing the role of Adam Marshall. But it was his next role that would catapult him to the heights of daytime drama fame. In 1991, St. John landed the coveted role of Neil Winters on CBS's The Young and the Restless, and this character would become his signature. For an astonishing 28 years, St. John poured his heart and soul into Neil Winters, delivering over 1,800 captivating performances that solidified the character as a cornerstone of the soap's sprawling storylines. Sadly, the world lost this talented actor too soon when Christoph St. John passed away unexpectedly in 2019 at the young age of 52 due to heart failure. His legacy lives on in the hearts of fans and in the rich tapestry of the young and the restless. Ron ONeal as Mercer Gilbert. When it came to finding the right actor to play Whitley Gilbert's father, Mercer, on A Different World, the show needed someone who could command the screen with undeniable presence. Enter Ron ONeal, a powerhouse known for his unforgettable role as Youngblood Priest in the 1972 cult classic Superfly. ONeal's portrayal of the smooth, streetwise hustler made him a star, but it also came with a catch. Hollywood couldn't seem to look past the iconic character he played, often typecasting him as the very role that skyrocketed him to fame. But ONeal wasn't one to back down from a challenge. Despite the obstacles, he forged ahead, proving his range with roles like the formidable Colonel Ernesto Bella in Red Dawn, 1984, and the sharp Lieutenant Isidore Smalls on The Equalizer. ONeal's talents went far beyond the silver screen. He was a force in the theater world, too, earning praise for his award-winning performances both on and off Broadway. Ron ONeal left a legacy that was much bigger than Superfly. Though he passed away on January 14, 2004, at 66, after a battle with pancreatic cancer, his enduring impact on the world of film and stage lives on, a testament to his remarkable talent and resilience. Gilbert Gottfried as Sergeant. Gilbert Gottfried was no ordinary comedian. He was a force of nature, a whirlwind of laughter and shock. With his rapid-fire delivery, squinty eyes, and that unforgettable high-pitched voice, he was instantly recognizable and utterly unforgettable. He burst onto the New York comedy scene as a teenager, quickly making a name for himself with his bold, no-holds-barred humor. Known for his fearlessness, Gottfried wasn't afraid to push the boundaries of taste, delivering sharp, often controversial, but always hilarious jabs. If you've ever seen him at a celebrity roast, you know exactly what we're talking about. But there was more to Gottfried than shock value. His unique voice and personality brought life to a wide range of characters, from the wisecracking parrot Iago in Disney's Aladdin to the iconic Aflac duck. In 1992, Gilbert Gottfried had emergency surgery for appendicitis, which was successful. He met Dara Kravitz in 1997 at a Grammy Awards party, and they married on September 3, 2007. The couple had 2 children, a daughter born in 2007 and a son born in 2009, named after Gottfried's parents. They lived in the Chelsea neighborhood of Manhattan. Known for his frugality, Gottfried often walked instead of using public transportation and would visit a friend's apartment to watch movies rather than buy his own VCR. Sadly, on April 12, 2022, at 2:35 p.m. Eastern Time, Gottfried died at a Manhattan hospital of recurrent ventricular tachycardia complicated by type 2 myotonic dystrophy, which he had privately suffered with for many years. He was 67 years old. Julius Cary as Larry Beaujolais. Julius Cary, a Chicago native, got his start with a small role in the 1979 film Disco Godfather. As a versatile character actor, he went on to play a variety of roles, from a basketball player in The White Shadow to a cab customer in Hill Street Blues and a CIA agent in the comedy The Man with One Red Shoe. Though The Last Dragon didn't get much love when it first came out, it's now a cult favorite, thanks largely to Cary's unforgettable performance as the urban samurai Shonuff. He kept busy through the 90s and early 2000s, appearing in shows like Murphy Brown, Two Guys, A Girl and a Pizza Place, and Boy Meets World. Sadly, Julius Cary passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2008 at the age of 56. StJacque as Charles Mosley. With his towering stature and deep, resonant voice, Thalmus StJacque was a commanding presence on the screen. Emerging as a leading figure in the mid-1960s, he effortlessly portrayed both heroes and villains, proving his versatility as an actor. From the gritty realism of The Pawnbroker to the comedic flair of Cotton Comes to Harlem, StJacque left an indelible mark on the film industry. He even made history as the first African-American to lead a TV Western series, playing the charismatic cattle driver on Rawhide. Raymond StJacque, a lifelong bachelor, adopted two sons, Raymond Jr. and Sterling. Sterling gained recognition as a high-fashion model and dancer in the 1970s and appeared in StJacque's 1973 film, Book of Numbers. Sterling was briefly engaged to model Pat Cleveland, but their relationship ended due to his sexual orientation. Cleveland later claimed Sterling died from complications of AIDS in 1984, though his death was never officially confirmed. StJacque was also an outspoken activist, addressing the prejudices faced by African-American actors and advocating for better opportunities behind the camera. He criticized the lack of minority representation in films like Star Wars and was arrested during an anti-apartheid protest in 1985. Sadly, on August 27, 1990, StJacque died of lymphoma at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. Roscoe Lee Browne as Dr. Barnabas Foster. Roscoe Lee Browne, a tall, talented actor with a deep, unmistakable voice, became one of America's standout black performers in the 1960s. With a wide range of roles, he was just as convincing playing heroes as he was portraying villains. Browne made history as the first black actor with a recurring role on a TV Western, starring as a cattle driver in Rawhide. He didn't stop there. He also directed and produced the 1973 film Book of Numbers, a comedy set in the 1930s. Sadly, Roscoe Lee Browne passed away from lymphoma on August 27, 1990, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. His incredible work and trailblazing roles continue to inspire and entertain to this day. Layla Danette as Ms. Pruitt. From teaching speech to sharing the stage with legends, Danette's journey was nothing short of extraordinary. Born in Florida, but finding her footing in Baltimore and D.C., she traded the classroom for the spotlight at the age of 67. Her debut alongside James Earl Jones in The Great White Hope was just the beginning. She quickly made a name for herself, earning rave reviews for her performances in The Brothers and Uncle Jack. Sadly, she died on September 4, 2012. Lou Myers as Vernon Gaines. While Mr. Gaines, his character on A Different World, may have come across as gruff and grumpy, Lou Myers, the talented actor who brought him to life, was anything but. Behind the stern exterior lay a warm, charismatic individual with a wealth of talent. After A Different World ended, Myers continued to impress audiences with his versatility. He appeared in notable films like Volcano and The Wedding Planner, showcasing his range as an actor. But his talents extended beyond the screen. Myers was also a successful stage actor, leaving his mark on the theater world. And if that wasn't enough, he even dabbled in music, demonstrating his multifaceted abilities. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Myers was deeply involved in his community, making a positive impact on those around him. His dedication to his craft and his commitment to giving back were a testament to the kind of person he was. Sadly, Lou Myers passed away in 2013 at the age of 77. His legacy as a talented actor, a warm-hearted individual, and a positive force in his community will continue to inspire and remind us that there's often more to people than meets the eye. Galen Gerg as Melissa Swayze. Growing up with parents deeply involved in theater, it was only natural for Galen to find her calling on stage at a young age. She thrived in local and youth theater productions, showcasing her talent early on. But it was her passion for dance that truly set her apart. Her hard work and dedication earned her scholarships to top dance programs, including the Dupree Dance Academy and the Alvin Ailey Summer Program, where she honed her skills in a variety of dance styles. With the exceptional training she received, Galen got the chance to work with some of the best choreographers in the industry, like Michael Peters, Debbie Allen, and Marguerite Derricks. Her talent opened doors to a successful career in music videos and commercials, and she eventually became a sought-after dancer and showgirl on Italian television, dazzling audiences with her grace and talent. Tragically, Galen Gurg passed away from cancer on July 14, 2020, just one day before her 56th birthday. Zak Mok as Marcus Mpipo. Zak Mok was one of South Africa's most celebrated black actors, known for his subtle strength, undeniable charm, and a sense of humor that always shone through. In the 1950s, he teamed up with his white compatriot, Athol Fugard, to create the groundbreaking theater group The Rehearsal Room. Together, they brought powerful plays to life, including The Blood Knot and Bozeman and Lena. Zak's talent transcended borders when he moved to the U.S. in 1969. He left a mark with memorable performances in films like Cry Freedom and A Dry White Season. His role in Fugard's Master Harold and The Boys on Broadway won him a Tony Award, where he shared the stage with Danny Glover and Lonnie Price. Sadly, Zak Mok passed away from complications of a stroke on September 11, 2009 in Las Vegas, leaving behind a legacy of exceptional work and impact. Al Fan as diner employee. From the gritty streets of Harlem to the animated realms of Super Friends, Al Fan's career was a cinematic adventure. His journey began with a bang in Cotton Comes to Harlem, and his talent quickly caught fire. He blazed a trail through classics like The French Connection, leaving an indelible mark on the silver screen. Fan's distinctive voice became a household sound, echoing through the television sets of children and adults alike in cartoons like Challenge of the Super Friends. His versatility was unmatched as he effortlessly transitioned from live-action dramas like He's the Mayor and Bodies of Evidence to comedic roles on shows like The West Wing and Curb Your Enthusiasm. A true icon of the entertainment industry, Fan's legacy continues to inspire. His contributions to film, television, and voice acting will forever be remembered. Sadly, this talented actor passed away on October 14, 2018. Rosalyn Cash as Dean Hughes. Rosalyn Cash was a powerful presence in the world of theater and television, known for her intense performances. She began her career in New York City as a nightclub singer before making her mark on stage with various productions on and off Broadway. In 1968, she joined the prestigious Negro Ensemble Company, which helped elevate her career. Cash's television work often tackled important cultural themes, including notable projects like the 1974 PBS production of King Lear and the 1984 adaptation of James Baldwin's classic autobiography, Go Tell It on the Mountain. In 1994, she took on her final TV role as Mary May Ward, a strong matriarch who overcame racism and personal tragedy on the ABC soap opera General Hospital. Tragically, Rosalyn Cash passed away from cancer on October 31, 1995, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, at the age of 56. Ann Weldon as Velma Gaines. Ann Weldon, the spirited daughter of Robert Weldon, also known as Wilden, from St. Lawrence Jury, grew up as a mercer's daughter in the bustling heart of Fleet Street, London. In May 1692, she tied the knot with Sir Robert Bernard at St. Margaret's Church in Westminster, and not long after, they welcomed a son named John into the world. Life took a turn for Anne when she became a widow, but she didn't let that define her. In 1704, she married Thomas Trevor, who would rise to prominence as the first Baron Trevor. Together they had 3 sons, including Robert Hampton Trevor, who would go on to become the first Viscount Hampton, and Richard, who eventually became the Bishop of St. David's and later the Bishop of Durham. Anne was not just known for her noble lineage. She was a compassionate woman who made a difference in her community. She signed Thomas Coram's petition to King George II in 1734, advocating for the establishment of the Foundling Hospital to support abandoned children. Anne passed away in December 1746 and was laid to rest in Bromham, Bedfordshire. Her legacy endures, marked not only by her connections to nobility, but also by her unwavering commitment to helping those less fortunate. Ted Ross as Dean Harris. Long before A Different World hit the airwaves, Ted Ross was already making his mark in the world of television. He first appeared on The Cosby Show as Dean Harris, introducing us to the beloved college we would all grow to cherish. He even returned to reprise his role as the dean in the very first episode of A Different World. However, his time there was shorter than you might expect from those early appearances. Despite his brief stint on A Different World, Ted Ross was a powerhouse in the entertainment industry. He took on a variety of roles in films ranging from the beloved Arthur to the laugh-out-loud Police Academy, and even the mind-bending The Fisher King. A talented stage actor as well, he won a Tony Award for his unforgettable portrayal of the Cowardly Lion in the Broadway production of The Wiz, and he reprised that iconic role in the film alongside legends like Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and Richard Pryor. Sadly, Ted Ross passed away in 2002, but he left behind a vibrant legacy filled with memorable characters and incredible performances that continue to resonate with audiences. And that's a wrap, folks. While these actors may no longer be with us, their impact and contributions live on in our hearts. They truly left their mark on the world of entertainment. We'd love to hear your favorite memories or moments featuring them in the comments. Until next time, take care.